Hey guys, it's Terrie. How are you? How's your heart today? How's your heart? I hope it's well. I'm thinking of you, and I'm sending you a ton of smooches and giggles, hoping that that energy goes right through to you. Of course it would, because energy can penetrate matter. So it's going through my cell phone where I'm recording straight to your heart. Well, my intention is that it goes to your heart. The heart is super, super important. Yes, yes. So I'm answering questions, giving advice from a paranormal, from an energetic, from a spiritual and personal development perspective. So I was asked this question about feeling lonely, not being able to connect with people, not being able to have friends. And that's a really, really, really hard thing to experience. So I don't know how many of you might be experiencing this or going through the same situation, but I just want you to know that the good news is that it is totally, I don't know what the word is because I always make up my own language here, but it's totally redoable. Is that a word? Redoable? So if you've lost friends, you can gain friends. And if you've never had friends, you can have friends. There's a whole thing that can go on. So I just want you to know that there is hope. You can have friends. You can have an abundant life of connection. Because really what this comes down to is connection and the frequency of connection. So if you're having a hard time connecting with other people, making friends or keeping friends, first of all, it's just easy, or not easy, but it's important to understand that this is reversible. It's reversible. There's hope. Let me just assure you that a lot of this, your experience here on planet Earth as a human being, can change. That's the good news. Nothing is ever set in stone. You always have your God-given gift of free will. And that is through choice. And you can choose your way through your human experience here and create your whole new reality for yourself, the way that you want it, right? So learning how to tap into and tune into the frequency of connection, it will take some time and it'll take some practice, but at the end of the journey, you'll be grateful that you did it if you choose to do it again. It's a choice. So if you're choosing to watch this is wonderful. And if you have the intention, which is the desire to and take action on something, which in this case is to connect with people, to have people in your life, then it can be done. You first really have to make that firm decision that that's what you want. So you have to ask yourself, do I really want friends? Now, you may not know how to be a friend or how to have friends. And at this point, I'm going to say it's okay. There's no problem with that because this is something you can learn. And again, because you have your God-given gift of free will and choice, you can always learn. So really the question becomes, do you want to have friends? Do you want to learn and do what it takes to get into that frequency, to get into that field, and to make your field grow and glow and receive friendship as well? Because friendship goes two ways. It is about give and receive, and it's about connecting. Now, it's not oftentimes, it's pretty much always. Well, depends on the lens that you're looking at it. From a spiritual perspective, we choose the people, the contracts, our parents, so that our soul can evolve, okay? So we come here to planet Earth to have certain experiences, and we make these decisions before we take on the Earth suit. We do this as a soul, right? But from your current human earthling experience, the perspective is that we don't choose our family. We choose our friends, but not our family. And that is something I grew up with all the time. My mom saying, you don't choose your friends, you don't choose your family, you choose your friends. It's like, that's true. But I want to talk about the human current lifetime experience of not being able to choose your family, okay? Again, there's so much more to this from a spiritual and paranormal perspective that maybe we'll do another video on that. But for right now, just to kind of help you learn how to get into the frequency of connection so that you can have friends in this lifetime, let's just deal with this lifetime right now. Yes, yes? Okay, I'm glad that you agree. So we don't choose our family when we're wearing our earth suit. We choose our family before we're wearing our earth suit, but our earth suit acts as a filter, and it makes it so that we don't remember our true essence. So our human experience is about learning who we are, right? It's also, from the divine's perspective, an opportunity to experience itself, because energy needs matter to experience itself. Otherwise, it's just energy. Yes, yes? So being able to connect with other people allows you to relate with other people. Okay, so having friends is very important if you are going to fulfill your life contract, your life's mission in this lifetime, because the process helps you remember who you are. Okay, so oftentimes we're just not taught how to attach to people in a way that's healthy. So what happens is that we learn these ways of attaching from our caregivers, and what they do is they teach us based on their experiences, right? And based on how they treat us, it teaches us our worthiness, and it teaches us the actual behaviors of how to be. So there are some of us that attach too much, right? And then there are some of us that totally avoid and push away. So the first thing you got to understand or know is, like, which one of those categories are you, right? So if you know you attach too much, then you know that one of the things you're going to have to learn how to do is give more space. And if you give too much space, then you're going to have to learn how to come up and show up a little bit more. So the first thing is really becoming aware of how you interact with other people. And that is something by now you should know. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to bullshit you. You know how you operate with other people. So that should give you a little bit of a sense, right? Then what happens is, based on how you feel about yourself, right? Which is, of course, are you going to push away from people, or are you going to come too much to people? You have to learn how to regulate and manage that based on your own emotions. And as we know, emotions are energy in motion based on certain feelings. So you have to be really, really aware of what you're feeling in any given moment. Now, there are times, and I get like this, where I can't put words to what I'm feeling. So it takes me a little bit longer. I'm just a real emotional person. I have a super high emotional intelligence, and maybe you do too. And maybe that's why you're drawn to me, because you have a tendency to be empathic and super emotional. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just learning to identify, right? What is that emotion? What is that feeling? Right? So and then it's learning how to tap into that frequency of connection, right? And then learning how to receive friendship and how to give friendship. So this just may be something you weren't taught, and it doesn't matter how old you are. I just want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. What seems to be a problem is totally reversible. It's just a matter of learning and being conscious and aware and having the intention of, this is no longer working for me. I need connection. I want to have friends. I want to experience relations and relate to other people. So, again, you first have to come online, and you have to understand what's your operating system when it comes to other people. And then you have to learn how to tap into that frequency so that you can start emitting that indication, that broadcast signal, so that it can reflect. Then the second part is, holy shit, I've made those changes, I'm in those frequencies, and I'm making friends. Now what do I do? Then yes, you might have to learn how to give and take, how to be a friend. But this is a process, and this is part of the human experience. So just know that having friends, getting friends is also going to shift in your life through ebb and flow. And that is normal, it is natural, it is part of the human experience, because it is also based off of circumstances going on in your life. So just because you have friends doesn't mean you're going to keep them. And just because you don't have friends right now doesn't mean you're not going to make them. There's always going to be shifts and changes. So just being open and knowing your energy and understanding how you operate, what your operating system is going to allow you to connect and have friends and grow that social circle. All right, guys? So if that's something you're interested in doing, I'd love to help you out. You're more than welcome to check out all the ways that I can help you. I have a community through Patreon. I do one-on-one readings, and I do longer-term coaching to really shift and work on your energy so that you can thrive in a life of freedom, joy, and security, and have more connection with people. So if that sounds good to you, check me out at TerrieHuberman.com. And don't forget to stay connected. Stay connected to yourself. Stay connected to your friends and family. And of course, stay connected to me. Check me out, TerrieHuberman.com. And I'll see ya on the flip side.